This is now, we're living in the worst times ever. But the Most High will arise over you, and his glory will be seen upon you. Oh boy. This is a promise. This is a prophecy. The Gentiles, or the other nations, we have to say that out loud for those who think Gentiles are just those without Christ. Oh boy. You can tell they don't study, family, and don't want the truth. They want everybody included in the same bucket. But you got to come clean with the Most High, or you will be hind part out. Because lift up your eyes all around and see. They all gather together. They come to you. Your son shall come from afar, and your daughter shall be nursed at your side. Then you shall see and become radiant, and your heart shall swell with joy, because the abundance of the sea shall be turned to you. The wealth of the Gentiles, or the other nations, shall come to you. And see, that's what the abundance of the sea is, wealth. Hallelujah. And then it explains it in the next text, the next sentence. The wealth of the Gentiles shall come to you. Hallelujah, family. This is a good text, good word. Because this is what's going on now. It's the worst of times, but it's the best of times. We just have to hold our position, hold our place, hold our spot. Hallelujah. And then Joel 3, this is where we look at the other side of the coin. For both sides of it. For behold, in those days and at that time, when I bring back the captivity of Yehuda and Jerusalem, this is talking about now, family. Whenever you read in the text, when it says, in those days and at that time, speaking of the future events, that's usually speaking on us, or something shortly in the future to come, or it's already happened, because we are in the last days. We are in the final days of this captivity, of this evil system's rule. Hallelujah. The text goes on to say, I will also gather all the nations. He said he's gathering up the nations. So the text just broke it down right there, the worst of times and the best of times, the gathering. So he's saying he's gathering, he's bringing back the captives of Yehuda and Jerusalem. That text also says turning the captivity of Yehuda and Jerusalem. So that means he's releasing the prisoners of war. Now, as we go on further, it says, I will also gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat, and I will enter into judgment with them there on account of my people. Oh boy, let's set the record straight, family. America is not being judged for their homosexuality and their indecency towards children. Nope. Their gluttony, their greed. Nope. All of that is a byproduct of who they are. The Most High say he's gonna, and you hear the preachers these days, I have to say that. You hear the preachers saying these days that America is being judged. By golly, America is being judged. But they come close, but they never spit out what the reason is. Except one preacher I've heard of late. He said this country has never been judged for its original sin, which is slavery, and the killing of the native people. Now he's saying, just like they gathered us, of course the Most High spoke it into prophecy what was going to happen, that because we sinned against him, he was going to kick us out of the land. But of course he uses other nations to handle his light work, which he used the Arabs and the white man to break it on down, because that's what it was. We're not even going to try to go through who actually did it. And no, it wasn't our brothers and sisters, it was Africans. They are not the same as us. They're from Ham. And we're Shemitic from Shem. Hallelujah. And we was kicked out of the land because of our hard head. And I will enter into judgment with them there on account of my people, my heritage Yasharal, whom they have scattered among the nations. See, this is why you hear the Christian church always trying to include everybody, because they don't want to go into judgment. They don't want Yasharal to be alive. They say Yasharal is done away with. But then on the other hand, you sending money over here to the people you call Israel. You sending money over there to them. You can't have it both ways. It doesn't matter, but you steady sending money to them. So make it make sense. You're serving your Elohim, your Hasatan, by serving his people. The house of Satan, the synagogue of Satan, as the text calls them. The ones that lie and say they are Yehuda, but they're not. But they are but of the house of Hasatan, the synagogue of Satan. My heritage Yasharal, whom they have scattered among the nations. They have also divided up my land. So they scattered his people among the nations. Who else have been scattered into the four corners of the earth? And who else is on the bottom of the totem pole in every country and nation that we have been scattered? That's right, us folks. It's easy to see who we are. And like the text says, you will know them by the curses. We're known by the curses. We wear them like a badge of honor. That's what our forefathers went through, and that's what we're going through. Deuteronomy 28, 15 through 68. Oh yeah, don't forget they divide the land, Africa. And now people over there are starting to kick them out. Why is all this happening at the same time, family? Why is this happening at the same time? It's Yahuwah's time. The champ is here. The champ is here. Hallelujah. Can't forget that picture. We'll put it up there. How they divided the land in European nations. And we're gonna call it out today, because that's who's being gathered. Look at who's coming together to fight against China, Russia, and the rest of the BRIC nations. It's these stank folks that still want to hold this dominion. They still want to hold the power, but their days are done. Hallelujah. And yeah, I call them stank, because that's their actions. Like a dirty dog. They have cast lots for my people and have given a boy as payment for a harlot. And that's cleaning up a whole lot, family. That means they sold little boys for harlots, for hoes, for their little sexual indulgence, like they do now. This thing that's going on now in the news, where all these people getting caught up in these sexual deviancies, their evil works, buying and selling kids, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. For that rum, that was the thing back then, when they were selling the seas. Indeed, what have you to do with me, O Tyre, and Sidon, and all the coasts of Philistia? Will you retaliate against me? But if you retaliate against me swiftly and speedily, I will return your retaliation upon your own head. Because you have taken my silver and my gold, and have carried into your temples my prized possession. And this is why the Vatican is opening up the doors now. I want to see what they're going to present. They were supposed to open up the doors and open the books a couple of years ago, but all of a sudden here comes the pandemic. Oh boy.